Forklifts are used by many companies as important tools for rationalizing the flow of materials. While highly convenient, incorrect use of these carriers can lead to serious accidents and disasters. This DVD explains the basic operation of counterbalance-type forklifts in order to forestall such accidents and disasters. First, before starting to operate the forklift, adjust the fork to a safe position according to such things as the conditions of the stack and the type of pallet. Normally, a width of approximately greater than 1/2 and less than 3/4 the width of the pallet is desirable. When adjusting the position of the forks, set the forks horizontally symmetrical with respect to the center of the forklift's body, and be careful not to let your hands or fingers get caught in the forks. Signal with your index finger and a call checking for safety in front and behind the forklift. Then climb into the seat from the left. Hold the assist grip with your left hand, the seat's backrest with your right hand, put your left foot on the boarding step and climb in. After adjusting the rear view mirror, fasten your seat belt. Board and dismount from the left side of the forklift. Always board and dismount and perform seat adjustments with the forklift stopped, being careful not to grip the steering wheel or operating levers. Never jump on or off the forklift. Grasp the steering wheel knob with your left hand. Check that the selector lever is in the neutral position and that the parking brake is applied. Then insert the key into the key switch. Step firmly down on the brake pedal and set the key switch to on. Lift the forks 5 to 10 centimeters off the ground and tilt the mast fully backward. Before starting, always check for safety around the forklift, signaling with your index finger and calling out. After checking for safety in the direction of travel, step down on the brake, set the selector lever to the direction of travel, release the parking brake, then step down on the accelerator pedal and start moving. Next, crank traveling, the most basic operation. Travel forward in the center of the passage. Gradually move the forklift body towards the corner to be turned. Once the backrest arrives just before the corner, turn the steering wheel. Once the center of the forklift body arrives at the center of the passage, quickly turn the steering wheel back. Unlike cars, with forklifts, there's a difference between how the inner and outer wheels move, so careful cornering is needed. Next, moving backward by crank traveling. Travel down the center of the passage in reverse. Carefully check the corner in the direction in which you will turn, and when the front wheels pass the corner, quickly turn the steering wheel. Watching the center of the counterweight and the center of the passage to the rear, quickly turn the steering wheel back. When crank traveling, you must be careful of the following points. Reverse when the stack obstructs forward visibility, and if necessary, have someone guide you. Reduce the speed sufficiently in keeping with the forklift's turning characteristics, and pay attention to the surrounding area while driving. Note that if the load is going to be higher than the backrest, measures must be taken to prevent it from collapsing. When traveling on slopes carrying cargo, travel as described below to prevent the cargo from falling off. When traveling uphill, travel forward. When traveling downhill, travel in reverse. Do not travel diagonally or laterally across slopes, as doing so shifts the center of gravity and the forklift could roll over. Do not change directions or turn on slopes, as the change in the center of gravity could cause the forklift to roll over. Also, when traveling on slopes with no load, the center of gravity tends to shift towards the rear, and the forklift can easily tip over. Travel as described below to prevent tipping over. When traveling uphill, travel in reverse. When traveling downhill, travel forward. Next, loading and unloading cargo. Approach the pallet from straight in front. Step on the brake pedal. Stop about 20 to 30 centimeters in front of the pallet. Apply the parking brake. Then set the selector level to neutral. Set the mast so it is vertical. Raise the forks to the insertion slots in the pallet. Check for safety left, right, and in the direction of travel by signaling with your index finger and calling out. Set the selector lever to forward while stepping on the brake pedal. Then release the parking brake. When loading and unloading cargo, pay attention to the points below to prevent accidents such as tipping. Load according to the allowable weight table and do not exceed the maximum weight. Avoid unbalanced loads. Do not let anyone get on top of the pallet. Do not let anyone get under the pallet. Move slowly forward. Insert the forks into the base of the pallet. Then step on the brake pedal and stop. Apply the parking brake. Set the selector lever to neutral and raise the pallet to about 10 centimeters above the pallet base. Check for safety left, right, front, and back. Signal with your index finger and call out. Set the selector lever to reverse. Release the parking brake. Then move back so that the front edge of the pallet is about 20 to 30 centimeters from the pallet base and stop. Apply the parking brake. Set the selector level to neutral. Slowly lower the forks so that the pallet is about 5 to 10 centimeters above the ground. Then tilt the mast fully backwards. Check for safety left, right, and back. Signal with your index finger and call out. Set the selector lever to the direction of travel. Release the parking brake. Then move to the destination. Next, stacking cargo. Approach the pallet base. Step on the brake pedal about 20 to 30 centimeters from the front edge and stop. Apply the parking brake. Then set the selector level to neutral. Set the mast so it is vertical and raise the pallet to a height about 15 centimeters above the unloading position. Check for safety left, right, and in the direction of travel. Signal with your index finger and call out. Set the selector lever to forward. Then release the parking brake. And slowly move forward until the pallet is directly above the pallet base. Step on the brake pedal to stop. Apply the parking brake. Set the selector lever to neutral. Then slowly lower the pallet. Check for safety left, right, and in back. Signal with your index finger and call out. Then set the selector level to reverse and release the parking brake. Being careful that the forks do not catch the pallet or the stack. Reverse until the front edge of the forks is about 20 to 30 centimeters from the pallet base. Then step on the brake pedal to stop. Apply the parking brake. Set the selector level to neutral. Lower the forks to about 5 to 10 centimeters off the ground. Then tilt the mast fully backward. Check for safety left, right, and in back. Signal with your index finger and call out. Set the selector lever to the direction of travel. Release the parking brake. Then move to the destination. Finally, let's learn the procedure for parking and dismounting. Step on the brake pedal. Stop the forklift in a flat place. Apply the parking brake. Then set the selector level to neutral. Next, tilt the mast forward and lower the forks until they are against the ground. Set the key switch to the off position. Then pull out the key. Grasp the assist grip with your left hand. Hold the seat's backrest with your right hand. Put your left foot on the boarding step and climb out. Store the key in its designated place. If handled improperly, forklifts can cause serious accidents. Never perform sudden operations, whether accelerating, braking, or turning. Also, it is strictly prohibited to operate the mast while moving. It is important to have the proper knowledge, to always stay calm, and to pay attention even to small details, Heed basic forklift operating instructions and be careful to operate safely every day.